Hello friends, Tony here, welcome. In this video I'm going to explain you the rate limiters in Laravel. So Laravel includes powerful and customizable rate limiting services that you may utilize to restrict the amount of traffic for a given route or group of routes. And I have an example here right in our project. I have created a project. I'm not going to open this project on the browser, just I'm going to show you the code. And yeah, here we have a middleware, our sanctum and group. So in this group, we can put how many routes we want, which is going to share this auth sanctum middleware. Now, middleware are filters that run before or after request hits your controller. And in this example, the auth sanctum check if the user is logged in via the API token. Now let's create another example here. So I'm going to say route, and yeah, I'm going to use here throttle API, or let's change this to throttle, and I'm going to say 60,1. Now, yeah, we had this middleware auth sanctum. Now we have this throttle 60,1, and that what this means is going to limit how many requests can be made in a time window. And you can chain multiple middleware using the array, so we can put our sanctum and the throttle in the array here if you want, so like this, but I'm going to leave it as it is right now. So the throttle 60,1, this means that rate limit 60 requests per minute per IP or user. So each IP address can only send 60 post requests to /API/data every minute. And also inside this group, you can put how many routes you can put. So imagine a client, front end or script sending data frequently to this post /API/data. And if they send this more than 60 times in 1 minute, Laravel will automatically respond with a message too many attempts and a 429 HTTP status code, which is rate limited. Okay, I have created some, I have defined here on the app service provider. So here you can define your limiters. I have defined here rate limiter for the, and I give it the name API. And here we have a closure, accessing the request here, and return limit per minute 60. So 60 requests per minute by, and here I have in this one, I have request user ID. If we don't have this request user ID, we are going to use the request IP. So if the user is not logged in, we are going to use the IP. If that is logged in, we are going to use the user ID, the limit. Okay, and also here I have a guest and just return limit per minute 10, but here only I'm using the IP. This is for guest, so we don't have the user, so for that I'm going to use only the IP. And then we can use this in our routes. I'm going to create another route here, so let's say not 10 by 1, 10,1, but I'm going to use that API we created. And for example, let's say posts here. Okay, I'm going to leave it the example controller because I have only that thing created. And yeah, also we can instead of using the single route, we can use the resource if we want, like this. And now this throttle API uses the default API rate limiter we have defined in the app service provider, and usually means 60 requests per minute per user or IP. So if we make a get request or a post request, or get the post /ID, or put patch for updating or deleting. Now here, if we go and see again, the API will limit per minute 60 requests, and by using the request user ID if we have a user and request IP if we don't have a user. But imagine here, if we shared the Wi-Fi, and for example we are 6 people which we visit this slash post, so 6 people, which mean only 10 times we can hit that slash post, because we have here 60 times per minute. So for 1 minute we can hit only 10 times because we are 6 people. But what if one is, for example, logged in? That means that user who is logged in can be checked by the ID. If the user now is logged in, the limiter tracks the request by the user ID, and if the user is request, the limiter track the request by their IP address. This ensures a logged in user isn't punished if multiple people share the same network, like a public Wi-Fi, because their requests count based on their login, not their shared IP. And here, if we put also the auth sanctum, okay, so we have, if the token is valid for the auth sanctum, the request passes the auth sanctum, and then if within the rate limits pass the throttle API, then it executes the example controller. Now let's see this guest. For example, here we can create another route, guest, throttle guest, and yeah, route post contact, and we have this example controller because I have only that one. What this does is limits the unauthenticated users to 10 requests per minute. So user IP address for tracking. So since no user ID exists, we're using the IP address. And yeah, this is very good for a contact form or a newsletter and so on. Then also we have multiple limits. So let's go and define also a new multiple limit. I'm going to say a rate limiter, and not for contacts, but for example for uploads. And we are going to return, let me just remove this, an array. And here, for example, I'm going to say limit per minute, 10 per minute, and by the key is going to be the request user ID, because this rate limiter for the uploads is going to be alongside with the auth middleware. Now here we have not per minute but per day here, and we have a limit 10 per minute and 100 per day. We can save. Yeah, we need to add this. We can save, and now we can use that in here. Throttle uploads, post upload, and also here, as I told you, we need to have alongside also the auth sanctum. Now what it does is combines two limits, 10 uploads per minute and 100 uploads per day. Both limits are enforced independently, so if a user uploads 5 files in a minute, it's going to be blocked until the next minute, and if they upload 100 files in a day, it's going to be blocked for the rest of the day. Also, we can customize the response, so let's go here and I'm going to paste this one. So rate limiter for the login, give closure and return limit per minute 5, then by the request IP, because we are going to visit the login here. Here's the, and then we have a response. Okay, so it's going to return response JSON message too many login attempts. So because this is customized, instead of just too many attempts, we have too many login attempts. Please try again later. And if we use this rate limiter on the login, for example, Yeah, if we hit more than 5 times the slash login, is going to return 429, and then too many login attempts, please try again later. Also, I'm going to show you a conditional rate limiting in Laravel, so where you dynamically adjust limits based on user roles or conditions. And I'm going to just paste it right here. We have this rate limited for the API, so I'm going to comment this one. And I have defined here another one for the API. Now, if request user is premium, if we have a user and that user is premium, I'm going to say limit none. So no limits for the premium user. Otherwise, I'm going to return a request. If we have a request user, is going to limit 100 requests per minute. Otherwise, if we don't have a user, we have limit per minute 20. Okay, so if we apply this now, or we have applied the API, no. So let's say here we have an API. The conditional logic here is for the premium users. If here is authenticated and that user is premium, if we have a premium in a user model, they are not rate limited at all. So this allows unlimited API calls. This is best for paying customers or trusted internal users. If the user is authenticated but is not a premium user, they get 100 requests per minute. And then we have GUAS, which has strict limit only 20 for a minute, only 20 requests for a minute. And that is good, for example, for the API. The premium user has full API access. The authenticated user has the standard usage. So for example, 100 requests per minute, and the basic usage, basic access can only 20 requests per minute. Now also we can implement the rate limiting in controller. Let's save this and let's also save this one, and let's open the controller. We have this example controller. For example, in the store method, I'm going to paste the code here. So the key create post request user ID. So this key uniquely identifies the user's action. For example, create dash post colon and ID, for example, 5 for ID 5 or 12 for the ID 12. The key ensure each user is rate limited individually. And then here, we need to import the rate limiter. If the rate limiter too many attempts, 5. If we hit 5 requests, max attempts 5. So the 5 here means max attempts allow within the delay period. So if the user exceeds that, it returns true. So if a user has already made 5 posts recently, they'll be blocked on the next attempt. And the second rate limiter available in the key, this returns how many seconds remain before they can try again. So example, too many posts, try again in 42 seconds. So then you return 429, too many requests, JSON response. Then we have this rate limiter hit key, 60, which means it records one attempt for this key, 60 delay time in seconds. So after 60 seconds, one attempt expires. Each time the user posts successfully, they consume one attempt. So after 60 seconds, that attempt expires automatically. And then the user can, if everything okay, the user can create the post here, for example, and then return with a message, post created successfully. And now I think we have a good idea about the rate limiting in Laravel. Now, if you like such a video, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Share with your friends also, because it's going to help me to rank on YouTube. And yeah, see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much.